Spiritual Psychics TV is hosting the first annual recognition of achievements this December, acknowledging those who dedicate their lives to a spiritual act of kindness. Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Spiritual Psychics TV and your fortnightly edition of Collective Consciousness, streaming live to you via YouTube and Facebook. So lovely to see so many of you are joining us here already this evening. Just before we get things started, let me just go through a few of the house rules here with you. So for those of you that are regulars, you will know that we are streaming via, as I say, YouTube and Facebook, and we do have about a 10-second delay whilst you place your comments to us receiving and vice versa. So do be conscious of that. If you're maybe watching for the first time and you haven't got an account with Facebook or YouTube, then I would advise to subscribe whilst I'm going through the house rules, and that way you'll be able to interact with myself and my lovely guest medium here this evening. As always, you know what I'm like, guys. Please do share our link out there. Please share Spiritual Psychics TV out to your personal pages and indeed any other spiritual pages that you may feel are of interest. So, Producer Richard, who is it that we have got joining us here this evening? No one? I can't believe we've not got no one. So we've got the lovely Mary Dixie who's watching via YouTube saying good evening, Bill, Jacqueline and Richard. Good evening to you, Mary. Thank you so much for joining, my lovely. We've got Sarah M who's saying evening, Bill and everyone. Good evening to you too, Sarah. Thank you for joining. We've got Laurie Garner watching from Facebook saying hello. Hello to you too, Laurie. Thank you so much for joining us. Lynn Swede is watching via YouTube. Hi there to you, Lynn. Thanks for joining. Facebook, we have Natalie Bentley saying good evening, everyone. Good evening to you too, Natalie, my lovely. Thank you for joining. We've also got Caroline May Sandbrook saying hello, Bill, and everyone from Dagenham, Essex, and she has shared. God bless you. Thank you so much, Caroline. That's very much appreciated. Also watching via Facebook, we've got the lovely Michelle Joy at Hull, and she's saying evening everyone, love and light back to you too, my darling. Thank you so much for joining. We've also got via Facebook Claire Colbeck who's watching saying good evening, Bill, and everyone, good evening to you too. Thank you for joining, Claire. We've got the lovely Ashley watching via YouTube saying hi, Mary, good to see you online again. So Ashley and Mary obviously know one another, and that's a great thing about Spiritual Psychics TV. We've got a fantastic community channel here where everybody interacts with one another during our live broadcasts. I haven't prepped our guest medium the mortal sin of something not to mention, but I'll do that with you when we bring you on screen in a minute, Jackie. We've got the lovely Kirsty watching from YouTube saying good evening, Bill, and everyone. Good evening, Kirsty. Thank you for joining. And our lovely Alison Barton's with us as well saying good evening, everyone. Hello to you, Alison. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. We've also got watching via Facebook the lovely Jenny Margaret Parsons, who's saying good evening. Good evening to you too. And we've also got Bernadette Van Stratton saying good evening, Bill. Good evening to you too, Bernadette. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Joe Stainsby's watching from the northeast. Thank you, Joe. Do let us know, guys, where you are watching from, whether it be the UK or overseas. We'd love to know where you're joining us from. We've also got Millie B on YouTube saying she's sending love to all tonight and to all who needs it. How lovely is that? Thank you so much, my lovely. Sarah Dignam saying hi, Bill, and everyone, and also watching from YouTube. We've also got lovely Sally Keane watching from Facebook saying watching and shared via Facebook. God bless you, Sally. Thank you so much. We really much appreciate that. Producer Richard, I think it would be a good time for us to bring our lovely guest medium on screen here this evening. And everybody, please give a very warm welcome to the lovely Jacqueline Hill. Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on to Collective Consciousness. It's lovely to be able to work with you. I mean, we've worked with each other before via Zoom platform, so I'm sure we're going to be in for another lovely night of connections. But for all those that are maybe watching who haven't seen you for the first time here this evening, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how it is that you got into spiritualism?
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'm just a regular person like anybody else. I was brought up with my brothers in a small town called Ashford in Kent. We didn't have a lot. We just grew up, living by our wits and just going out to work very young, paper rounds, things like that. Spirit as a child, I probably was aware of them, but I probably was too busy being a child, just playing and enjoying myself, climbing trees, getting into mischief as you do, playing football, doing judo, all sorts of sports. Sports was my thing. I could not sit still for 5 minutes. I was just a hyperactive kid, that was me. And later on in life, I just got drawn to a church. I didn't get drawn to a church. I just heard a voice that probably had me down as being schizophrenic, but I wasn't. I just heard this voice and it kept telling me to go to this church. I'm not a person that will walk into a church. I've never even been introduced to church or brought up that way. That wasn't a church to me. Was somewhere you went for Sunday school and got a free trip to the beach. That was just my era. And but I went in to the church and I sat in a circle, and then I learned to sit still for more than 5 minutes, which was a miracle in itself, and just began to develop there and started to get things that even I wasn't really aware of, and then from then on I just developed and ended up on the platform, or got shoved on the platform for not through physically, but it just that's just the way it ended up being. And it's not something, it's a huge responsibility, and I knew that from the start, and I really didn't want to do it. I just can't just do healing or something like that, but no, I did it anyway, and the spirit didn't let me down, and I've been doing it ever since 2004, and I demonstrate all over in churches, venues, centres, and Zoom now, which seems to be, and this is my first SPTV.
Well, you are very, very welcome to SPTV, and we are so happy to have you here with us, and you are an absolutely great ambassador for Spirit. I mean, I've watched you on your journey over the last I'm getting tongue-tied. When I get tongue-tied, Jackie, I've got Spirit coming in. I've watched you over the last few years on your journey, and you know what? You're amazing. You go around and you go out of your way to share your gift and to bring that little bit of light into people's lives. And I can honestly say from my heart that you are one of the most genuine people I've ever met, and I am so thrilled to have you on the show and be sharing the platform with you here this evening. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, people can find you on Facebook, and I know Richard's going to put your graphics up on screen. Obviously, we're backstage in the studio. We can't see that, but everybody at home can. So, guys, please do visit Jackie's page and find a little bit more out about Jackie and what it is that she does in her service to Spirit. Should we say a few hellos between us there then, Jackie? What do you think? Because I'm sure there's lots of people that are putting acknowledgements up for you.
Go for it. Right, so hello to S. Nixon from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
How lovely.
I've been to Quebec. I love Canada. Thank you for joining us.
We've got the lovely Martine. Yeah, all from Belgium as well there.
I'm half Belgium. My dad is.
There you go.
Natasha J. Aguano, excuse me, I'm English. Hello from Rhode Island.
All the way from the USA. Vatrina Valdry is saying, happy Friday Eve from upstate New York. Thank you for joining, Vatrina. Lovely to have you with us here, my darling.
Jade McGuire, Lewis Hanley. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello to you, Jade.
Ros Campbell here in Ashford too, so somebody from your own neck of the woods.
I know, you're still there. Caroline Thomas. Hello, sweet souls. Hello, Caroline. Or Lynn, is that Lynn? Caroline.
And we've got the lovely I'm getting tongue-tied. What's wrong with me? Tina Christine Lacey. Good evening, Jacksonville, and everyone watching. Hello there to you, Tina. I know Tina's a great friend of yours, isn't she, Jackie?
She is. That little leprechaun there made an apple pie today. She sent it to me.
Ah, bless her.
Christine Stewart. Hello from Lincoln.
Hello there to you too, Christine. Thank you so much for joining us here. And we've got the lovely Myra Thompson who's watching all the way from Bonnie, Scotland. So thank you for joining us here, Myra, from Scotland. You're very, very welcome, my darling.
Hello, Marie Taylor. Hello from England.
All the way from the UK. And we've got the lovely Casey Tanner watching via YouTube saying, good evening. Good evening, Casey. Thank you so much for joining us here on Collective Consciousness this evening. I'm feeling that my energies are beginning to build up, Jackie. I don't know about you. So do you want to say just one more hello, and then I think I'll get things kicked off and started here, if I may?
Go on then.
After you, say that final hello that's popping up on your screen.
Tilly, that's Tilly Crichton there. Hello, Jacqueline. Love and light to you from Sussex.
Bless. Thank you so much, Tilly. So, Jackie, I'm going to make a start with my first communicator, if I may. So we'll bring you back on screen in a short while. But until then, I'll see you in a few ticks.
No worries.
Thank you, my lovely. Okay, guys, so it's lovely once again, as I say, to have you all here joining us on Collective Consciousness here at Spiritual Psychics TV. For those of you that have just joined, my name's Bill Hughes. I'm your host for this evening. You can find me on Facebook, Bill Hughes, Psychic Medium. Please do share us out there here at Spiritual Psychics TV to all of your social media platforms. Help us grow and reach as many people as we possibly can. So this evening, I want to start talking about my first communicator because I can feel him starting to impression himself on me. God love him. The first thing that this gentleman's doing with me this evening, he's talking to me and he's showing me in my mind's eye clocks. So I know this gentleman would have had a great fondness of tinkering about with clocks. I feel so I want to tinker with clocks as he starts to come a little bit closer and start working with me a little bit more so here now. But what he does with me, he places within my mind, he places an image within my mind, I should say, of one of these old-fashioned, ornate shaped antique style clocks where you've got the round dial that sits in that teak style wooden frame. Okay, and it just makes me feel as though I want to take it apart and I want to start playing around with the inside movements. So I know there must be some type of relevance that he's bringing to the forefront of my mind here for the recipient to acknowledge. I know this gentleman as well wants to play the spoons with me because he's got these spoons and he's playing them on my leg right now. God love him, as he's starting to give me an understanding of himself. I know with this gentleman that I wouldn't have stood particularly tall. I feel as though I'm short and I'm of a medium build. Sheila Fitzy, my dad likes grandfather clocks. Sheila, listen to me a little bit more, my darling, and do let me know if you can acknowledge the rest of the information. that this lovely gentleman is starting to bring forward here for me. Okay, I want to be short. I want to be of a medium build. Okay, he's chatting away. He's talking away really quick here to me tonight. He's so excited to be here. God love him. Okay, I feel as though he wants to draw me down into my stomach area. I know that there were issues that were going on around this gentleman's tummy before he made his passing, but he makes it evidently clear to me, God love him, that his passing was very sudden. So I don't feel as though I want to relate the two together, but I feel I need to be acknowledging the information that he's sharing here so that the recipient can understand exactly whom he is. Okay. I also feel that there's a relevance of me wanting to wear a silk scarf, a silk neck scarf. Now, whether that sits with he or indeed the recipient, I need the recipient to understand and acknowledge that information. Caroline May Sambrooks, my granddad had loads of clocks, but he was deaf. Okay. Now, it's really funny, Caroline, that you've popped that information up, because when I was saying hello to you earlier on, I was drawn to your photograph. For some reason, I was drawn to that. So I feel as though I want to continue just to bring forward a bit more evidence, but I feel I might be drawn to you somewhat more so here, Caroline, this evening than anyone else. Sheena is saying he died of stomach cancer. Okay. Can you please understand as well, though, Sheena, that it was very sudden within the passing? I don't feel like there was any type of a build-up to this, but I do know there was that condition that sat present with him. My grandpa used to be a watchmaker as well, Sheena's telling me. Thank you so much for giving me that information. He talks to me also, God love him. He calls out the month of July to me. So I know I need to acknowledge July as a month of significance that would sit well with this gentleman, or indeed the recipient that watches here this evening. As he shows me this clock again, he brings it into the forefront of my mind. He takes me to the digit 1. He stops me at digit number 1. I'm asking him whilst he's doing that. And he tells me 1 is a number of significance that I need to be bringing forward here. Now, when I work with numbers between 1 and 12, I always relate them to months of the year. So 1 would take me to January. But I also feel it's important for me to say something about the first. He lasted weeks after he was told, Sheena's telling me on the comments here. Okay, my darling, thank you, because I do feel and understand with the way that he's communicating with me, God love him, that it was relatively sudden. Okay. The other thing that I also want to talk to you about, if I may, is there being some type of German links that he wants to bring to the forefront of my mind. He died at 1 p.m. Okay. Then, Sheena, I feel that this message should be going towards you. Although I was drawn to the lovely Caroline May Sambrooks, and she's also telling me his birthday's in July. This is great. We could have a split of a link here. We could have 2 different communicators that are working within this one energy, which is absolutely fine. I'm comfortable with doing so. Let's see if we can just differentiate between the 2 of you lovely ladies here. I wonder whom it is that can relate to the reason why he wants to bring German links into the forefront of my mind. Now, whether that means that he's trying to make me understand that he would have indeed been German, or indeed he wants to take me to Germany for some reason, please do let me know. Converse with me through those comments there, if you will, please, ladies. Again, he just wants to play them spoons. He's playing the spoons in the back of my mind as he's waiting patiently here to start giving me a little bit more information. Now, Linda Willis is also coming into the combo here and telling me one of those clocks used to sit on our fireplace, and his birthday was also June. I do feel that this is a granddad vibration. I feel as though I have to acknowledge he would have been a granddad when he was here on the earth plane, as well as being a dad. Okay. I feel with this, you have the World War I medals. I'm with Sheena, Richard. I feel that that link is more defined with Sheena at this moment in time. So I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to say to everybody that's, come forward who can relate to some, or indeed all of the information, God bless you. Please take from it what you can. But I feel my draw now is definitely with the lovely Sheena Lightheart. Sheena, can you also understand as well, please, my darling, he brings me into the physical, into the present here, okay? what he's doing with me, he just draws me into the back right hand side of my body here. Okay, he's making me feel achy just underneath the rib cage towards my back on my right hand side. I feel as I want to be sending healing out your way at this moment in time. Okay, I feel as I want to be sending those healing angels towards you, because I don't want to place this condition with him. I feel as though it's in the present and it's with you there, my darling. So please, again, do let me know if you relate to this information that he shares here with me as well. Now that I'm starting to build up more of a rapport with him, I'm just asking him the reason why it is that he's come here this evening. There's always a purpose why Spirit make these lovely connections with us, okay? And I feel as though I just want to be just having a little bit of a chat here with you, okay? Because as he starts to draw his energies that little bit closer to me, he's almost taking in a deep breath. He's like, he's kind of like wanting to slow me down here somewhat. And I'm asking him the reason why he's doing this with me. I feel as though what he's trying to make me understand here, my darling, and I hope this is fair for me to say on a public platform to you, that I feel as though you've slowed yourself down somewhat. I feel as though I've been impacted in some way physically at this moment in time where things have slowed you up, okay? And it's almost as though I want to say to you, it's time. No, love, my back is fine. Okay, then I need to, I'll put him on the shelf with that for a minute. I'll find out why it is that he's doing that with me. I won't leave any stone unturned. Okay, sorry, producer Richard. Okay. Okay, and Linda's saying she's got the pain there right now, and a German sword as well, right? So I do feel as though I'm working with split link vibrations, which is Spirit, a classical thing that they do with me all the time. Okay, but Sheena, would it be fair for me to say with you, my darling, just sticking with you at this moment in time there, I just want to be slowing things down. I feel as though I've been impacted somewhat, and I just feel as though it's taken me somewhat a little bit of time to kind of like get my breath back, kind of like get my breath and be able to move on with what needs to be done right now. Okay, I feel a little bit frustrated about this as well as he gives me this information. So I know that this would be completely out of character for you, and I hope you can relate to that information there, my darling. And again, Linda, do let me know if that relates to you, because as we've said, we might have a bit of a split link coming on here tonight, which is absolutely fine. I'll just work between the two of you if I have to at this moment in time. Do continue to give me your feedback on those comments there as well. Okay. For some reason as well, he just wants me to make a fuss about making sure that the towels are going into the tumble dryer and they're coming out lovely and fluffy. All right, he's just placed them, a bundle of them in my hands. God love him. I've got a bundle of towels. They've come straight out of the tumble dryer and they're lovely and fluffy. So I know I'm being really fussy about my towels. Whoever it is that I'm connecting with, Linda, it's relating with Linda as well as, okay, all right. Forgive me, everybody. Sometimes this happens. We get a split link. We get two recipients that can take the information with the energies that we've got going on here. So that's not a problem. I will just continue to converse between these two lovely ladies until I get the message across and we can finalise where things are going there. Linda, are you the lady that I'm talking to with the towels then, my lovely? Please do let me know, because I want to make a great fuss about how fluffy my towels are. Okay, my darling, so do let me know and place it up through the comments box there. You would also understand as well with this gentleman that I want to be quite softly spoken with him, okay? Sheena, that sounds like you. Here we go. They're having a game with me tonight, aren't they? Okay. Would you understand about this softness to this gentleman's voice? I want to be very softly spoken, okay, as he starts to chat away with me a little bit more here, okay? And I also understand with this gentleman as well that there's an abundance of family members that are, yes, it is Linda as well with the towels. There we go. So we've got a double split link vibration. This is what happens on the show sometimes here, Jackie. I know you're watching backstage. I just feel with him, as I say, get back into the right frame of mind, Bill. Focus. Get your breath. Here we go. All right. I just want to say that I'm very softly spoken with him. I've got an abundance of family members that are coming in behind him I've got a lady that connects with him as well. Okay, this lady is definitely his long life love. Okay, and I feel as though I need to acknowledge that there would have been a childhood sweetheart connection between the two of them, because he makes me understand that they knew each other from a very young age. All right, and the lid just fitted the pot. That's the way that he's showing this relationship to me. The lid just fitted the pot. It was like they were meant to be, inseparable. I feel as though the lady would have actually made her crossing prior to him. I feel as though he's making me understand she would have been waiting for him in spirit. Okay. And as he starts to give me an impression of who this lady is, I just want to say again that she stands short in stature, but I just want to be a little bit more rounded with her. I know with this lady that I've got beautiful rosy cheeks as she starts to connect with me. Okay. And I feel and I understand with her that I have got short curly hair that she wants to place on top of my head at this moment in time. Now with this lady, Grandpa and Granny were school sweethearts. Thank you, Sheena. That's lovely to know. And thank you for the confirmation there. You would also understand with a God lover that I've got terrible problems with arthritis as well. I feel very arthritic with this lady, so much to the point that she really makes my bones ache. God love her, especially down into my legs as well. But I'm hot with her, and that's my trigger with spirit. I've got infection present with this lady. I know that there was infection present when she made her crossing home, when she made her journey home there. Linda's saying he was as well. Right, so I'm going to go for two separate gifts before I send these beautiful souls back off up to the angels here. So I want to get sorry, Spirit. I want to get a parting gift for both Linda and Sheena before I send their loved ones back off up into the world of spirit. Okay. Now, Linda, my lovely, I'm getting the most beautiful, bright yellow coloured sunflower, bunch of sunflowers being given to me and presented in my arm at this moment in time. And I feel the relevance of these sunflowers are just to give you that glow and that upliftment that's needed, very much needed, I understand, at this moment in time around you there, my darling. Okay. But also what I want to be doing is I just want to be taking the sunflower seeds off. I'm being taken with these seeds into the back garden and I'm feeding the birds. I'm being shown that there's a little bird feeder at the back of the garden where I'm actually placing these seeds now. So I know there's some type of relevance here that I'm being made conscious of. Either you would have fed the birds at the back, or you do feed the birds at the back of your garden, or indeed the loved ones would do so. Sheena saying, oh my God, I put sunflowers on their grave yesterday. Well, there you go, Sheena. He gave me them on your wedding day. So there's a significance with regards to the gift that I brought forward initially for Linda, but it also relates to Sheena. This is amazing how spirit are working with me here tonight, and I'm just telling them God bless them. Thank you very much for doing so. The guns of Navarone, Sheena, the guns of Navarone. I'm just being told that by him. Okay, he's telling me, and he's bringing that to the forefront of my mind for your parting gift. So I know that there must be a significance with regards to the guns of Navarone that he just wants me to share here with you for your parting gift as well there, my lovely. So I think, oh yeah, Linda saying he had birds at the bottom of the garden as well. Wonderful. Thank you very much. That's why they were taking me down to the back of the garden and wanting to feed the birds. I didn't for 1 minute understand that there was an aviary or a bird aviary at the bottom of the garden, but that's fantastic. Again, they've taken me where it is that I've needed to go with regards to placing that information there with you, my lovelies. So Linda and Sheena, I'm going to say thank you so much. God bless the pair of you for working with me. I'm going to leave the love of spirit with you, and I'm going to hand over to our lovely Jacqueline to do her reading. Oh. So Jackie, over to you, my lovely.
Thank you. Just as you're working away there, I know I've got somebody that's drawing close to me at the moment. They were making me feel that they were very thirsty. They were also drawing me to my ankles as well. My ankles started to hurt, which isn't me. So they were putting that impression upon me as well. They were also talking about the fact that somebody was stroking their hair as well. So I know before they passed, somebody was there and they was just stroking their hair, because that was in a loving gesture as well. I'm just going to get a little bit more from them and ask what else they want to talk about. Thank you. I know that this is a female that I'm working with as well, because I've just asked, are you female or male? And they've just given me the sign for female. I also got a little bit of heart palpitations going on there. I don't think anything like heart attack or anything like that. You know, when you get like, I think it's like angina, that sort of thing. So I was getting a little bit of conditions with that as well. And they were also talking to me about the fact that they were trying to speak, but they couldn't because of this thirst. And I felt my mouth was very dry as well. I'm still getting that at the moment. So I know that there would have been a problem trying to talk as well, because I just felt like I couldn't talk. I tried, but I couldn't talk. They were also made me very cold as well. I've warmed up now, but I felt very cold as well. I know that wherever I am, I'm not in my home. I'm outside of my home. I want to be in my home, but I'm not. I'm somewhere else. I'm being cared for in like a different environment. I don't feel that this is doesn't feel to me like a hospital environment, although there's like a proper hospital, like, you know, their bed, I think they call them air beds or something like that. There's a special bed to prevent pressure sores. That's it. That's what I'm seeing. And they're also making me aware that there is something around the bed as well that was placed on the right-hand corner, right-hand corner. So there was something hung around that bed, and it looks like a little love heart, to be fair. So it's either something that was made, I feel it was made, and it was in a little love heart. I can see the love heart. You know, when you get like grandchildren will make little pictures, that's what it feels like. And it feels like something was hung on the bed there. Sandra McCann can understand that. You stroked her hair to the spine. Do you remember that, Sandra? Can you take the love heart that was on the right hand side of the bed there? There was something with a love heart. And Tony Wright says, my aunt, she couldn't talk, and when she was in hospital, I used to play with her hair. Okay. Can either of you take that little love heart? Because that seems to be significant. I wouldn't have been shown it unless it was there somewhere. So I know it's there as well. And she's also talking to me about, she just said July. So I know something is going on with July around that time, because I also know that the sun is out and I'm getting the breeze through the hospital. Not the hospital, sorry. The breeze through the window. She's talking about that. So I've got Sandra and Tony there at the moment. I'll just get a bit more from her. Right, I know I can see an M initial, M. I'm being shown an M initial as well. And right, Tony, was this your mum? I know I've got the delay coming on there, so I'll wait for that, because I just feel that whoever this was a mum. Definitely a mum there. Is that Tony? Okay. And Sandra, I know I've got two there that are answering, so I'm just going to figure out. So Tony, it's your aunt, right? Sandra, was that your grandmother? Okay. So that's your grandmother. So I knew there was a mum somewhere in there as well. But can you understand the heart? You might have already said that. I might have missed it. Sandra, so the July is significant. Okay, so that's fine. Do you also understand that when before, obviously, she had these conditions and it led to her passing, that she would have had a lot of there I can see she's sewing something. I don't know what she's sewing, but she's sewing something. So she's mentioning the sewing, and she's mentioning that her eyes were very good then, and she could make things as well, because she's showing me all these things that she could make. And I know the sewing is there. Ashley, yes, I think I do, Ashley, meaning the care home. Okay, let me just see what else she wants to talk about. I don't feel I'm a very big lady as well. I feel I'm quite small with this lady, because she says I'm not much different from your stature. So I'm quite small. I'm 4'11". But I feel she's a little bit taller than me. So she would have been about 5 foot. She has this. I know she's got this beautiful hair. I know it's made her a card with love hearts. Oh, lovely. Thank you, Sandra. Again, I'm not quite sure who I'm with. Sandra said she's so close and could make things, but not just before she died. No, she was showing me that when she was younger with herself. So I know that she could, if anything was ripped or anything like that, she was really good at do and mend, I think they call it these days. So I know she gives me that impression. I also know she was a hard-working lady. I also know that my nan was 5'1". Oh, there you go, taller than me. I never made 5 foot. So she's got this really beautiful smile, and I know there's a picture somewhere I feel it's in the front room of this lovely lady, and she's just the smile that I can feel from her is, she said that what she's saying at the moment, I do feel I'm working with Sandra, to be fair, because everything seems to be, as I look at the picture, I can connect with it as well. And is she in the picture behind you? There is a picture there that I'm drawn to with her smiling. Do you understand that, Sandra? I have to wait for the delay, don't I? I will. I'm still going. Okay, yeah. So she's just talking about the reason that she's coming around at the moment. I feel for you is that she just wants to give you a little bit of upliftment, because she knows you've been a little bit down in the dumps about something at the moment. She's not telling me what. She's just mentioning the horrible green carpet as well that somebody had. She's just showing me this really. Oh, it is horrible, I must admit. It's not that green you get, but it's like an aquamarine green. I have a photo from my community with me and my granddad. Oh, lovely. Do you understand the carpet she's just talking about? Sometimes they just bring random things in, and it's just confirmation that they've been, and it's like an aqua, it's like a bluey green, but it's really a horrible green. I know some people might like that green. I don't know. I don't like it, but she doesn't like it, certainly. She's just mentioning that. And the reason, she's coming in for the moment to say she knows that you've been down in the dumps. She knows you need the upliftment at the moment. Very green colour. She hated it. Yeah, I know, she still hates it. You haven't got it now, I know, but she's just mentioned, it's just confirmation that she knows what she's talking about, what she wants to say. Do you understand the M initial as well? It's probably McCann there. That's probably what she's talking about. But do you understand the M initial with her as well? I'd have to get that. I have to keep talking. I forget to keep talking, don't I? That makes a change for me. I almost shut up. Okay. She's just talking about that upliftment, and there's been a little bit. I just feel there's been a little bit of upset around you of late, and that's why she's coming in, because the bond between our loved ones and ourselves never gets broken. Even when they go to spirit, they still come round and give us the upliftment. They still come and say, this isn't like you. You're normally up there, and you're normally upbeat, and you're normally going. And she said, you've got like me. How many times did I get knocked down? She said, you're exactly like me. You will get back to where you are. Oh, hang on a minute, she's making me That's just making my ear go really hot there. That's normally my sign for people with gossip and talking and people putting people down. She's saying you don't listen to none of that rubbish or anything like that, because she's just got that, you know, she doesn't put up with that. She just, if she doesn't like someone, she tells them. That's her character. She'll just say, no, sorry, I don't like the way you're doing that. She will be in there. Yes, been down in the dumps the last few weeks. Yes, I can understand them. DM. Okay, she's sending you lots of love. She's saying to you, you know, come on, darling. She just said, come on, darling, get yourself back up. Get yourself back on, plant your feet back on the ground. And yeah, very same as her. She was full of the chaps. Yeah, I know. She's just making me aware of that. She's also making me aware of something that you must have of hers that goes like a chain. She's very upfront and stubborn. I can feel that with her. She hasn't changed. She's still the same. And she's just placing something on my neck there, a little chain with something on. I feel it's like a little, it doesn't feel like a cross or anything. It feels like an oval, like a little lockety type thing that's been placed on my neck there as well, if you can understand that. That's what your message is for today, and that's what she's trying to say to you. She just wants you to get back up, get the smiles going, and get back on the horse. You know, when you fall off, that's what she's saying. She wants to pick you up and put you back on the horse. She's also sending you a lovely, I can't, why did they give me them? Chrysanthemums. I can't say it, but she's giving you one of those. They're a flower with all the fluffy bits in, aren't they? I hope. That's the last thing that she's just given me. That she has an opal pendant I bought her. Okay, lovely, thank you. So she's just making you aware of that. I'm going to leave her love with you, and thank you very much for working with me, and I'll hand back to Bill.
Thank you very much, Jackie. That was a lovely, lovely message. It's not that bad at all, is it? See, we was getting ourselves all worried and all worked up about what we was going to do here tonight, and it's just gone the way that it was supposed to, which is absolutely lovely. Yeah, God bless you, Sandra. I hope that that message that Jackie's brought forward for you brings you some love and comfort. And Sandra's just giving you a bit of feedback there. Jackie saying thank you so much. Second time in a week she has come through. It was her favourite flower as well. Perfect. Well done.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. I just, Producer Richard, just before we go into the adverts and introduce what's coming up on SPTV tomorrow, I just want to go into a very quick link, if I may, because I've had a gentleman that's just been stood beside me, and the first thing that he said to me is Will. And so I know I'm acknowledging a gentleman of the same name as myself, Will, William, Bill, but he's referred to the name as Will. Okay, so I'm not saying for 1 minute this is this chap's name. It could be a name that's related to this gentleman that he's calling out, that he wants me to acknowledge. I know as he stands beside me, he makes me understand, he makes me feel that I'm working with Dad here. Okay, I know with this gentleman that he takes me up in height as well somewhat. He makes me stand quite tall. He makes me stand very proud. And Spirit do that with me. I know that I'm around the 6 foot marker with this gentleman. I don't want to be an overly big build with him by any means. Okay, I feel that this gentleman would have sat particularly well within his frame. He wouldn't have carried a lot of me around with him. He does make me understand, however, somewhat that it's very difficult around my throat area, but it's also very difficult for me to get my words out as he starts to work and come that little bit closer to me. So he's giving me an understanding, an indication of something that was going on in and around this throat area. Okay, so please do let me know if you're starting to relate to this information. He stands very neat as well. Okay, now this gentleman, I don't want to say would have been an overly dressed individual. The way that he presents himself to me here is very, very neat and tidy. He was a trousers, jumper and shirt type of fella, casually dressed, but always looking very smart, you would understand. I know with this gentleman as well that he would have worn what I would describe as blazer style jackets. You know, the blue navy style jackets where you would have like the gold buttons that looked like that naval type of blazer, I want to say. He gives me that information as well as he starts to conjoin with me. But he does still take me up to this throat area. He does make me feel as though it's difficult for me to talk or to get words out. I feel as though he's trying to make me understand that he would have been one that wasn't very expressive with words when he was here on the earth plane. Okay. As he comes in and starts coming that little bit closer now to me, I feel it's important for me to make some type of a love link connection here today. So although I'm acknowledging him as being dad, I do feel as though I'm connecting on a love vibration to somebody here this evening. Okay, I'm definitely going towards a female recipient within our viewing stream. And I do know as well that this gentleman just wants to draw my attention to how he would have really have felt the cold, because he's making me rub my hands as he's just giving me this information. So I'm conscious of what it is that I'm doing here. I don't know if anybody can relate to this information so far, please. Producer Richard, whilst you work away, I'll just continue with the remainder of this message with this chap. Okay. I hear the jingle as well of keys with this man. Okay. I hear the jingle of lots of keys that would have been attached to his belt. So I feel he's trying to make me understand and identify to these keys being significant with regards to his place of work. Okay, I feel as though I want to talk about some type of caretaker role with this gentleman, because as I've started to say this, it's almost as though he's taking me to lots and lots of different rooms and he's making me unlock the doors. And the reason why I'm rubbing my hands together is because he's making sure that the heating's on as well. So I know that he would have been one that would have been up very early, making sure that the building would have been heated. Okay. So I know that that's, again, more information that he just wants to bring forward and place in the forefront of my mind. He gives me an initial P as well, God love him, as he works with me. And I feel as though with this initial P, I need to acknowledge this as the beginning of a lady's name. I'll work a little bit harder, see if I can get a little bit more of that. Aileen, you're saying, my father had throat cancer. Okay, my darling, please do let me know if you can relate to the remainder of the information. We got the lovely Sheena I worked with just earlier there saying dad had throat cancer as well. Lulu, my dad had problems with his throat. He was very tall, 6 foot. I can understand the initial W. Perfect. Can any of you ladies understand and relate to the reason why he was giving me the sound of these keys and making me want to unlock rooms and warm these rooms up? I feel as though I'm in a school-placed environment, as I say, because he makes me feel very caretaker as he's doing that. And Emma's saying, yes, William was granddad with bad throat as well. The message prior to that, please, Richard. Okay. Jean, yeah, my uncle had throat cancer. It's his birthday today. Jean, I don't know if you can relate to the other information, darling. It's important that whoever it is that I work with, you can understand and communicate with me with regards to the additional info that he's given me here. Emma Adams saying, yes, sounds like me. Emma, just again, reiterate for me through the chat that you understand everything else there, lovely. Aileen, my father had throat cancer, and Will, I do have an uncle. So Will was the uncle. Can you understand the relation of these keys, please, ladies? I can't let go of these keys until I've placed them. Yes, he was always cold, says Aileen. That's good. But I want to open these doors and I want to warm these rooms and I want to be up early in the morning. I know it's very dark. He's taking me into these cold winter months. It's almost as though I want to go down to a boiler room with him. I want to make sure that everything is ticking over the way that it should do. Okay, and it's important that you understand and can take that information, please, my lovelies. Let's see what else he's bringing forward here for me as well. God love him. You would understand as well, okay, my friend, you would also understand as well that this gentleman would have had a fondness, and it's almost like he shows me Rupert Bear trousers. Now, I'm not saying he would have worn the yellow Rupert Bear trousers by any means here, but you would understand that check design pattern that he just wants to place on me at this moment in time. And I feel that these would have been somewhat of a favourite slack of his that he just wants me to acknowledge there. God love him. Aileen, yes, he was always cold. Okay, my darling. I need to understand why I'm going into all these different rooms with him. I need, your father was a caretaker. Perfect. There we go. That's what I needed. That's what I wanted to hear. Aileen, thank you very much indeed. And it's that clink of the keys that was taking me into that role of the caretaker. But it's the opening of the doors as well that he was making so significant with me here. So I know that what I want to say to you, Aileen, at this moment in time is that I've got lots of doors that are opening for me within the physical, within the present right now around you, you would understand. Okay, these doors I'm understanding are spiritual doors. So I know I'm working with somebody who's very spiritually minded here. And this gentleman's just showing me all of these different avenues that are being opened up for you to be taking at this moment in time. For some reason, I just want to say to you, flower readings. I don't know why that's just dropped into my head, but it's there. So I'm putting it out there. I feel as though I want to take flowers and I want to read flowers, or I want to give flower readings. So please let me know, my darling, if you understand why he's giving me that information there for you. Also, okay, let's see what else here is that I can get from him. What's the purpose of your visit here, my friend, with me? P is your mother's name, Patricia. That's the P link. Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, I knew I wanted to acknowledge that P sounding name there as well. Okay, all right, okay. You would understand about him walking beside you. You would understand about this gentleman actually walking around within your home. The essence of his presence is very well known, he makes me understand here, okay? Not only do you feel him walking beside you, but you actually hear him walking around within your home. His presence is very strong, he makes me understand here. And I need to confirm that for you because it's almost as though you've been wanting that to be confirmed. You would understand there, my lovely. Okay, I know that this gentleman wouldn't have been somebody that would have been a heavy drinker, but I know that he wants to take me down to the local and he wants to just give me a pint. He's holding this pint glass up at this moment in time. Your father worked as a supervisor and was always in different rooms. Thank you. That's why they were taking me into other rooms as well. And your father was a spiritual man and you are a medium and a life coach, but you're unsure about the flowers. Well, then the flowers I must pass on to you as a gift and encourage you through your own free will to be undertaking flower readings there, my darling. Okay, you would know that he's with you. You would understand about him walking about within your home, the essence of that presence, but it's almost as though you've been wanting that confirmation to come through. And I feel that I'm the link and the person that he's chosen to confirm that for you here this evening, my darling. So just before I send him back off up to the angels there, I'm gonna get you your parting gift and send him on his way. Okay, all right. There must be absolutely yes all the time. Yes, I wanted to know I wasn't going mad, and knowing I was feeling him, and yes, loved pub socialising. Yeah, because he was just giving me that pint glass, but there was a significance to that, and I got diverted from that. I do beg your pardon and forgive me, because this pint glass he was holding up, so and he was doing it in a gesture that I know that I'm just giving you a celebratory cheers. So I know that I'm acknowledging some form of celebration around you where I just want to chink the glass together and say cheers to you there, my darling. Parting gift, please, my friend. Okay, let's see where we're going with this. Right, okay. He just keeps talking to me. Okay, he just keeps talking to me about resin. He keeps saying to me, resin, resin, resin. I feel as though you've just had your birthday. Thank you, my darling. There's your celebratory cheers. I just feel as though I need to be talking to you about resin, or you're doing something with resin. You've got something in mind that you want to create with resin, because he's just dropping that word over and over and over within my mind as he's working here with me, my darling. I know that this gentleman just comes in so close with so much love for you. I do feel as though there was such a loving link connection between you. I feel as though, you know what, you were the apple of his eye, and you still are. And he just wanted to come forward and give you that confirmation of knowing that he walks beside you and you're not going mad. So I'm going to leave his love with you, my sweetheart, and say God bless you, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity of working with you and he. And you're telling me, oh my God, Kid's father and I have been doing resin. Yes, perfect. There you go, my darling. I'll leave his love with you. Thank you. What have we got coming up on the channel tomorrow, please, producer Richard?
You're watching Collective Consciousness with Bill Hughes, broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. The show will continue after these short announcements. Tomorrow afternoon from 1 p.m, Sam O'Neill hosts her Rune Show, offering free readings and guidance. Later in the evening on Friday, Ashley Robinson hosts Being Spiritual, a thought-provoking and philosophical show that starts from 8 p.m. Saturday night we have our demonstration of Mediumship, a show that welcomes different guests each week. That starts from 8 p.m. For more information on our broadcasts, schedule, and information about the presenters, please visit our website. That's it for all the announcements. I'll pass you back to Bill and his guest. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And now we're back. So you've got some wonderful shows coming up tomorrow. So please do come back to the channel and watch everything that we've got on offer. There's always something different every single day of the week here on Spiritual Psychics TV. So for all those of you that are maybe new joining us here for the first time, do come back and see what else there is that may be of interest to you. So Jackie, I think it's about time that you maybe start off on the next link, and shall we see if we can work on it together? If I can gate crash your link, what do you reckon?
Go on, go for it. It's I've got Jacqueline Hall there. It's Hill, Hill. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Right, I just. That's all right. I'll be Hall. Hill's better. No, okay. I'd just like to thank Ashley, Linda, and Sheena for their lovely comments after my message there. Thank you very much. But yes, you're more than welcome to gate crash my link. At the moment, I know I have got a young man joining me. I also know that he's showing me a car. I also know that there's a head injury. There's an impact with the link as well, because he made me aware of the where I hit my head. I don't know whether I hit my head on the car or whether I hit my head when I was hit. I'm not sure about that at the moment. I'm still trying to go through that. I know that he's cheeky. I know he's ambitious. He was very ambitious. I also know that he was showing me a Liverpool the Liverpool emblem for the Liverpool football team. Is that a cockerel or something? Is that a cockerel, Bill?
You're asking the wrong person.
Am I? You're not football, are you?
No.
I need Bill Wolf.
And neither is producer Richard. So maybe one of the lovely viewers will let us know what that
emblem
represents.
So I just saw the Liverpool emblem there with the cockerel, so I know that was being shown to me as well. I know that he's got a sister there that's missing him as well, because he was mentioning about my sister is missing, still missing me. No cockerel, Spurs. Oh, is it cockerel Spurs? What's the Liverpool one then? Probably a road runner, is it, or something? I'm probably getting told. It's a bird.
I thought it was some type of bird. Yeah, I think you're right.
A live
bird.
That
there
was
you
it.
go.
Thank you. Yeah. I knew it was some sort of bird that he was showing me there, and Okay, the name James came in. Normally, just don't get hung up on the names, because sometimes they will bring in a name and it may be somebody that they knew and they were friends with or something like that. But unless I get it 100, but I heard that quite clearly, so I know that is there somewhere. Can anybody understand that information at the moment? I know he's slim. I know he's saying to me I'm good looking, but they all say they're good looking. And I know I was just asking him, normally from my side, I asked them if they can blow out their candles on their 21st birthday. And I'm not seeing him blowing out those candles, which tells me that he's younger than 21. He's younger. I'm asking him also whether that accident was in the night or in the day. And I do feel that it's evening time, so it's just going to right. I lost my son to Valerie to an impact. Love Football has a sister named Jamie. Right, I knew that Jane was in there somewhere. Okay, was the football? Was it a red? Was it a red shirt that is mentioned in there, Valerie? And can you confirm whether that young lad was before 21? Because I just felt he hadn't blown his candles out there. Okay, and just getting a bit more from him. What else does he want to say? Every time I ask him what he wants to give his sister, he just says he wants to torment her, like they do. But you know, that's a boy's thing, anyways. But I know he loves her to bits. He does, and he was 33. No, this is definitely younger. I know that because that's my sign happening during the night. This lad is definitely younger. I see him. He's got a cheeky face, and as I'm looking at him, I know he's got some dark hair as well, because he's just showing me that. Could be Barry. Can understand Liverpool. Tony, that sounds good. Let me see if I can get a bit more for it. And do you understand? His sister was Jane. Okay, well, I'm a bit off there, but never mind. He was 20. You know, I knew, yeah, right. I knew that he was coming home from work in an accident. Okay, lovely. I'm just asking him whether it was the impact from the car or whether he hit the ground. And I feel, okay, I feel it's a combination of the two. So where he hit the car was one on the head, and when he hit the ground was another time that he hit his head. So he hit his head twice. I can understand a young man that got his best friend is a Liverpool fan, my partner, and was 20 years old. Right, okay. So I'm between Tony, Stace, and also his sister was here. Right, so let me see if I can bring Bill in as well, see what else we can get. Okay.
All right. Tony's also giving you a little bit more feedback, just saying his sister still wears his shirt. Still wears his shirt. Okay. So there's the relevance of why he was getting the shirt coming in there. And Stacey's saying my partner's friend got hit, then dragged. I have to say that I felt that this impact was outside as opposed to inside of a vehicle. I felt as though I was more exposed to the outwardly elements with him. But yes, I also got a feel and a sensation to what I can describe as the left-hand side of my head, Jackie, with him. Yes, you're absolutely right. He would be one that would say that he was handsome, but he was handsome, and he did know it as well. Stacey's saying it was outside. Okay, so there's a little bit of confirmation, but he was handsome. He did know it as well. This young chap. I feel with him as well. If I'm connecting to the same link here, that I'm very confident for a gentleman of my young age. Okay. And generally, you know, when they're at that age, they're in between where they're going within life. But I feel with this young man that he actually had a very ambitious outlook on life. He was very focused on where it was that he wanted to go. So much that I want to say that I was almost ferocious with that as well. It was almost as though I didn't want nobody to get in my way. It's almost like, move out of the way. I'm here. This is my pathway. This is my journey. I'm going for it. Bernadette saying my uncle was killed in a hit and run. Bill, thank you very much for telling us that, Bernadette. Can you understand about the age range that Jackie's brought forward, and indeed the description of the gentleman as well there, my darling? That would be very useful for us to know there. I do feel as though, you know what, I need to acknowledge Mum still being on the earth plane here. I don't want Mum to be in heaven with me. I feel as though I need to be acknowledging Mum. I know that I want to be very close to Mum as well. I feel as though Mum was a very, very important role within my life. I feel that Mum actually took the role of many people that were missing from my life. He makes me understand here as well. Cheryl's just popping up some info there. I can see she's saying 20-year-old quad bike accident, and a Liverpool fan as well there, Jackie. I just want whomever it is that we're going to connect to on this link to understand the ferociousness, how ambitious he was. It was almost like he was making his pathway clear. People were being pushed to one side to let him crack on with what it was that he wanted to do. Tony's saying he was hanging out of the window and was head hit on a standing car. Oh, God love him. We'll send out lots of loving thoughts there. Stacey saying, yes, he knew what he wanted. For me, Jackie, I feel as though I am drawn more so to Stace. Yes, his mum is still here as well. Stacey, just talk to us if Mum was more of a predominance of a role. I feel as though he's trying to make me understand about the absence of a male figure within his life. I do feel as though I want to talk about Dad here, please, my darling. And Tony's just saying she is as well. Jackie, what else is it that you've got there, my lovely?
Okay, I'm just asking for a bit more, and I'm asking what else that he wants to say. I do feel like I've been in the spirit world over 5 years, definitely over. That's what I feel with him as well. And I'm also been drawn to a G initial that he just put around me there as well. And so I know that, I need to check that. Yeah. Right. Okay. The G feel right. He's talking about a golf. So you know the golf car. He's talking about that because I just asked, is that a name, and he said it is mentioned in the car. So there was a golf, something to do with the golf. I don't know whether the golf was a witness or whether. But there was definitely something to do with the golf. So I'm going to be really clever now and ask him what colour the golf was, and he's saying silver, but it was an off silver. What's an off silver? I don't know what an off silver is. So it wasn't the bright silver. It was a little bit darker, I feel like, but definitely silver, but darker. Okay, and what's that song he's singing? He's singing a song now. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I know what that is. That's the bridge over troubled water. That's what it is. Salem Silver Grey. I've just heard that. Bridge over troubled water. Over troubled water. So I don't know whether that was played, but it's significant somewhere at his funeral or something like that. I do know he's showing me that there was lots and lots of people at his funeral. I do know that because he's just showing me that, and he was well loved. he was very well loved. I mean, there were so many tributes to him as well. So many. He was hit by a golf. Okay. So, Stace, you were right, Bill. Do you know what colour that was, Stace? It's not important. The golf was my main thing there that he was talking about when he was asked about the G, and he said that was played at his funeral with Tony. So I think you've probably got a double link coming in there. Because I do
absolutely.
feel there's Tony there as well, it seems to be. But the message was, I mean, obviously, what he's trying to say to me is what is important that his sister knows that he's around her and knows that he's still trying to torment her in his own little way. Little things, he would do little things that would remind her of him. That's what he does. Like she might feel like her hair being touched. Think it's a bug. It's not a bug. It's him. It's just this gentle way of coming in and just saying, "Yeah, I am here." And with Tony there, I'm just asking for something for Tony there. You will know when he's around because he will. Okay, right, there's a different thing there. So he's talking about the sound going up and down, something to do with sound going up and down. So it'd be like, when you've got a radio on and in 1 minute it'd be low and then all of a sudden it'd go higher, those sort of things. So it's sound there as well. I'm just asking for, that's nice. His sister was Jamie. I Will Always Love You is being played as well. I Will Always Love You. I don't know who's singing that. Don't ask me to sing it. Everybody will leave Facebook if I do that. I will always love you. It's being played there as well. He's smiling and he's really the love that is coming from him is it's undescribable. It's like, don't think of me how I died. Think of me for the memories. Think of me for the love. Think of me for the tormenting I did, the cheeky things I did, getting up and okay, right. There's some memories bringing through there of when he was out and about, and I don't know who it was, but he's just talking to me about when there was 2 pints on the table and he drank one of them, but made out that one of them wasn't bought, so he got rid of the empty glass, so it only looked like there was 1 pint there. He'd already drunk the other pint, but he made out they'd only got 1 pint instead of 2. And they were convinced that, he convinced them that much, they went and got another pint, that sort of thing. It's just a little bit of banter that he was doing. That was his and his sister's song. Oh, right. Well, I Will Always Love You. Oh, that's good. And I hope Tony can understand as well, because we're on a double link as well. So I feel there's two there. Thank you. And it's just saying as well about that my TV keeps doing it. Does it? Oh, bless you. That makes me jump when it does that. So he's just bringing that in as well. Is there anything else you want to say, Bill, or you?
I feel that you've covered most of it, to be honest with you, Jackie. I think you've kind of like finished off more so there with a relation to Tony. One thing I did want to say that I just feel that I'm being drawn to talk to Stace about. Stace, you were making reference there with regards to your partner having this connection to this young man. Now, this young man has made me understand that I want to say that this business project that he's making reference to, I feel is sitting within the present around your partner. I want to go for it. Okay, I feel as though he's actually planning some type of business structure at this moment in time. Correct me if I'm wrong, or indeed is this business structure being placed around you? I know it's with either one of you, but what I want to be saying is that he's giving me the thumbs up. So I know that he's really, really championing him and pushing him forward with regards to whatever it is that he's laying the foundations down with his future, with his business projects. Again, converse with me, Stace. Just let me know if you can understand that, because I feel that I'm over with you more so on that than I am with Tony there this evening, my lovely. Stacey's just given a bit of feedback in the meantime there, Jackie, saying, fantastic evidence for my partner. Thank you, Jacqueline. So that's lovely, isn't it? I'm just going to wait and see. That might be with me with my new project. Perfect. As long as you know that there's got to be some type of business strategy that's being put in place. But I just want to give the thumbs up to that as this gentleman works with me. So I'm going to leave that love of him with you, leave the love of him with Tony. Jackie, God bless. It was a lovely, lovely message. Thank you very much. And we'll send them back up to the angels. So what a lovely night we've had, Miss Hill. Thank you very much indeed for joining me here on Collective Consciousness. It's been a pleasure to work with you.
I know, it's my first one.
Your first one.
I know.
Well, there've been lots of, I've been looking at the comments whilst you've been working. There've been lots of lovely, lovely comments from people who have been watching tonight's show. So everybody's warm to you here on SPTV. So thank you so much indeed, Jackie, for joining. Once again, people can find you on Facebook. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I do churches all over, Essex, South East. I'm going up north. I don't know what I'm doing up there. I'm going up north.
You're going up north?
I'm doing some psychometry up there. That's like working with objects, jewellery. Might flog a bit, you never know. Only kidding. I'll bring it down to you, but no. And I also do feather readings. I do private readings, but I don't do a lot of private readings because I actually work for the prison service, so I am working most of the time. I'm actually got some time off. I'm good behaviour. They've let me out. So I'm having a bit of time off. I don't know if most people know about me, but I am what they call profoundly deaf. So I wear a cochlear implant, which is there. So I have to hook up with this. That's why I've only got one little bit of wire here. And I've got another hearing aid in there because I went deaf when I was. But I don't. It doesn't. It's not a barrier. I can still work and I can still manage fine. And thank you for all those lovely people that come and joined us today, and all the lovely comments as well. And for Richard, I really thank him for connecting us and sorting us all out, and up, down, left, right. without the people in the backgrounds, we wouldn't be able to do nothing. And the lovely people in spirit as well that come and say hello. Again, without those, well, Jacqueline, do you sign well? Which sign do you want?
I know a few of them signs, but I'm not going to do it and get us into trouble on the channel. So, Jackie, I am conscious of time. I am conscious of time, my lovely. So we are going to have to wrap things up and just say to each and every single one of you that have joined us here this evening, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Spiritual Psychics TV and Collective Consciousness. I'll see you in another 2 weeks' time. And until then, may the love and light of spirit be with each and every single one of you. Good night, everybody. God bless. Take care. See you again. Bye-bye.